as you guys know, like,
welcome back to News to the Sun.
like, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I have mad respect for News to Astonish. So like, you know, I'm not gonna criticize him. I'm not gonna do anything like that of the sort. I respect him. You know, that's I respect him. I like his, I like his, I like his opinion, and it's like 50-50 for me. But I don't even know what to say anymore, bro. So yeah.
Where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more.
And I like him a lot as a content
I just want to
I like him a lot as a content creator, so I want to hear him out.
say
But my point's still gonna stand.
thank you to a lot of you who have engaged with me with this whole situation going on with like the DEI, the Sweet Baby Inc. issue and everything like that, because let me tell you, it's nothing but a plague in our industry, in the gaming industry, that is. And I made a post, if anything, like about 20 hours ago, talking about how Wolverine, the Marvel's Wolverine game coming from Insomniac Games, it's just not looking good so far. And to some of you, you've actually taken my post a little bit out of context. Some of you are actually saying, well, the game is not finished. It doesn't look, of course, it's not going to look good graphically, when I never even spoke about the graphics in the community post to begin with at all. So we're going to go over this post in just a sec. But before I do that, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click on the notifications so y'all don't miss anything. And also share this video if you wish, if you like.
News
As always, guys,
quite nice, yeah.
Your engagement is always appreciated, whether it's positive or negative. I don't care, I'll take it. And one thing you gotta know is that even if your comments are negative or you disagree with me, your comments are gonna remain on my channel. I will not delete your comments, I won't block you, and I won't mute you. Good engagement and bad engagement are both welcomed, and I'm always gonna chat with you. Now, if you don't like my responses or you take them personally, well, here's a little bit of advice. Don't take it personally. I don't hate you, okay? Just because I'm gonna put you on blast doesn't mean that I hate you. So if you're able to like build up the cajon—
Hey, I'm just happy that I'm just happy that I didn't get put on blast. I saw that I commented on it. I'm just glad I didn't get put on blast.
is to tell me what you got to tell me because you disagree with me, then I applaud you for it. But don't get upset if I call you out on your BS. Anyway, I feel like it's important to talk about this because this situation is really plaguing the gaming industry, and I, for one, am sick of it. I'm not one to kiss any corporation's ass, honestly. There are a lot of corporations that I like, but sometimes they make stupid decisions, and I feel like as a consumer, I'm responsible to call them out on it. And
I'm not gonna lie, that is a fact. That is a fact. I have to agree with him on that. That is a fact. You can call them out for it. I'm not gonna lie. You can call out, companies for stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
So are other people. Other people that do what I do easily call them out on it, and you know what? I applaud them for that too. A lot of companies like Sony, Sony PlayStation, Microsoft Xbox, Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, and everything like that.
But I will just say he should just flat out say like PlayStation Studios or something like that. I will agree with that, but like,
do like the products and services they do offer, sometimes they just make really incredibly stupid decisions, and I need to call them out on it. Not every single company is going to produce flawless products and services, and then for me to be called out by saying quit complaining, it doesn't matter what the characters look like as long as the story's okay. Well, tell that to the millions of people who complained about Sonic's design when he was first showed to the public, when he was about to debut on the big silver screen.
That is a fact, though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's making a lot of points so far. Yeah, that design for Sonic for his movie, for that original design for Sonic 1 was not it.
And guess what the company did? The company did right by the fans and the audience by respecting their criticisms and taking that into account and coming out with a product. It's not a matter whether a character looks attractive, which is something that I did not mention about, by the way. It's whether the source material itself, down to the iconography of the character, is respected. If Superman looked like a total trash bag, people are gonna obviously complain about that. When you imagine Superman, what does he look like? You can't help but come up with an image of a man that's like about 6'4", very strong built, and pretty handsome, by the way. He comes up in your head.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, handsome man, about 6 something, really built at the peak of human physique perfection. Does that make me a bigot? Does that make—
Actually, wait. Wait a minute, how tall is Batman?
Make me a misogynist? Does that make me an alpha male because I want a character to look a certain way? No. The reason why we as fans want certain characters that we look up to look a certain way is so that the source material down to the iconography, the design
Tall Joker. Joker should be shorter than Batman.
of the character is respected. That's how we recognize those characters from their inception. Mary Jane from Insomniac Games. She looks nothing like her character from her original design. I'm okay with putting a modern twist or a modern tweak to a character that's been around for over 60 years. But if you're gonna make her butt ugly, no. Imagine Mary Jane yourself in your head. What do
Okay, now this right here, I actually do have to disagree with him on. Because y'all want Jean Grey to look similar to this or the comics.
I'm not crying about it. Now, if you read carefully about what I had to say here, it says, I don't think I'll be buying Marvel's Wolverine. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna buy it. I just said, I don't think I will be. But there's a possibility that I will. So Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement in the trend of making women in video games unattractive have made this game worse. There's nothing appealing about it to me. Just look at what they've done to Jean Grey. It's nonsensical. When did game developers become so adverse to the beauty of female form? The direction will only lead to failure and negativity. If you think there's nothing wrong with this, you're only fooling yourselves. Stop pretending that everything your favorite developer or company produces is flawless, because it clearly isn't. And I'm not all that hopeful for Spider-Man 3 either, in fear of having my channel struck or even taken down, because this is true. It's happened in the past where other accounts or channels have had their channels taken down for posting leaks. I will not be posting the images in question. However, if you want to look at the photos for yourselves, look no further than on my Discord. The invitation link to that is in the description box, by the way, in all of my videos and photos that have been pinned to my Discord, so you can't miss it. Or Twitter, and I quote tweeted it too, so you can't miss that either. My Twitter is simply @news2astonish. Continuing on with the comments, I responded with, well, no shit, it's unfinished, and nowhere in my community post did I ever talk about how the game is unfinished or how bad it looks because it's unfinished. I was talking about Jean Grey's design and her looks. I wasn't talking about the game on a graphical level, you clod.
Yeah, but on a graphical level, though, that implies for character models, too. Like, on a character and character design level, that technically applies for that, too. And I'm no game designer, but, and keep in mind, like, I know nothing about game design. But, well, technically speaking, I know, like, a little bit after watching the Naughty Dog thing and, kind of in college to become a game designer. Character creation in a video game counts on a graphical level because the model's not finished, nor is the face not finished. So that kind of goes against that whole entire point. That goes against the whole entire point because like on a graphical level, that's way different. Like technically, why did I say that? On a graphical level, the character model is not done yet. They literally take the character model into a program and have to make it so that she is looking attractive. I'm not trying to say anything about that. Like, I don't care personally. I really don't care what, a character looks like at the end of the day. But like, it's all related to the model design.
It's possible for a character to look good even if the game isn't completely polished. Reading and
the game's not completely polished. Once again, that goes against her point.
Comprehension doesn't seem to be your strong suit. And there it is.
And that counts for model design too.
See how you guys put or insert narratives or insert things that I didn't say into what I was talking about? I wasn't talking about the game on a graphical level. I obviously can see that anybody with eyes can see that the game is completely unfinished. I was not even talking about that. I'm just talking about like how I'm sick and tired of these developers making female characters, iconic female characters that we love, just they're making them appear so ugly, purposefully ugly, when they have the power to make them look as good as what they looked like 60 years ago, 50, 40, 30 years ago. It's really not an excuse. You look at Mary Jane from Marvel Spider-Man 2 compared to Marvel Spider-Man 1. In part 1, she was this really cute, beautiful girl with red hair, with a very cute hairstyle. She looked beautiful. And then in the second one, for whatever reason, she has more of a blocky jaw and her face looks a little weird. Like in the first one, she looks soft compared to the second one. How can you not see that? And
you know what's odd is for a fact this also goes against his point too, because his MJ video he stated that
if anything, you shouldn't target anybody, but at least try to target the right people. If you get what I mean, you know what I'm saying?
This is Ultimate Spider-Man number 6, right? I'm gonna give you an example how comic book writers and artists do right by the fans and by the character that they're adapting in their comics. So you look at Exhibit A right here. That's Mary Jane in Ultimate Spider-Man number 6. okay? You can see that she clearly looks really beautiful right here. Mary Jane looks beautiful. You're gonna tell me that Insomniac's version of Mary Jane is beautiful like this Mary Jane in the...
My point is still gonna stand. My point is still gonna stand. If the person, if a person's face looks weird and you don't like the way a person looks in the game, then don't bring it over to the game and say that the character looks like garbage. Again, my point is still going to stand. If you don't like the way that she looks, why bother? Why bother in cutscenes? Since we know she's gonna be in cutscenes, why bother if she's in cutscenes? Why bother looking away and then complaining? Again, this is not a good comparison at all.
Even Peter Parker is goddamn sexy and handsome. What is wrong with beauty? What is wrong with respecting the source material? These folks know how to do it. They know how to respect the source material. So you take those two images and compare them and you go like, you know what? Maybe there is an issue. And it's just not Mary Jane. Look at Aloy from the Horizon series. She's not a beautiful woman. And there's an article right now about her from, I think, Variety or something, talking about how she broke the standards of female stereotypes. When that's been happening since like the 60s and 70s. Ripley from Aliens, anybody? Anyway, his response was the game is unfinished, so it doesn't look good as well as it did when it releases. It doesn't look good it's not gonna look good when it releases. So my point still stands. What does it matter if a woman in a game is hot? Again, I never mentioned anything about a woman looking hot. All I said was how women are portrayed in games now. They make them appear to be like purposely unattractive. I'm not asking for the world from these developers. I'm not asking to make these women like Victoria's Secret sexy underwear models, like incredibly hot women. I'm not asking them to make them like that. Don't make them extremely ugly on purpose.
They're not trying to. It's just for the fact that if they're looking at the comic version of the character, they know that they're not going to do that. They are taking real life, they're taking a literal face model. Again, if you want the accuracy, go find a person that looks exactly like the actual character in the game. Like, well, that actually looks like the character from the comics. I think in TASM, and yes, I'm bringing up TASM in this argument. The TASM, Gwen Stacy. Hold on. So hold on. How can you tell if they're ugly or not, though? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out with this too, honestly. But like, if we're gonna go off of that, let's be honest. Dennis Leary. You know, Dennis Leary. He played George Stacy in TASM 2. He looks identical. Like, I kid you not. He looks identical to George Stacy from the comics. It's a close enough looking comic accurate. Again,
sort of agenda to force inclusivity, make them appear as they should. What does it matter if a woman's hot? If she's cool, if she is cool, if she isn't, go look up something else on the internet. A game is meant to be played for, you know, the gameplay. A good story is welcome, but not every girl in a game needs to look hot for you. It's not looking hot for me. It's all about respecting the source material, and that's it. You look at Jean Grey from her Miss Marvel days in the comics, she never appeared to be an ugly woman. She appeared to be a beautiful woman. Not a supermodel woman, but a relatively beautiful woman.
Once again, there's just between the comics, movies, and the video game.
Dude, you're not making any points. By your logic, then you know what? That's fine. Let's go ahead and make characters that are very iconic, that've been around for a long time, barely recognizable. And let's see what your response is gonna be. And then some people made some comments like, as long as the story is good, action is fun, and Wolverine himself as a character is decent, I'll get it. My response was, I can only hope you'll like this game. And that's true. If you like this game, more power to you. You know what? Like I said before, and I stand by what I said already at the very beginning of this video, I'm not sure if I'm going to get this game, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get the game. Neither does it mean that I am going to get the game. I'll make that decision for myself when we get a trailer for the game. And then some people are saying, stop coping. You know, people...
Once again, I really don't care how a character looks as long as the gameplay is good. That's the reason why, like, I really don't care. Because it's like, at this point, there's two things that I really don't understand here. The game's not finished. That also, the graphics aren't finished. That also goes for character model wise too.
I am going to get the game. I'll make that decision for myself when we get a trailer for the game. And then some people are saying, stop coping. You know, people say cope a lot these days on the internet. really sounding like I don't really think they know what that word means, honestly.
You keep using the word.
There's literally game development for this. So basically, you're coping over a way a character looks, but at the same time, you're gonna say that you think you're not going to get the game whenever you say whenever you are complaining or coping about how a character looks. If you're coping about how a way a character looks in the video game, then you're gonna ignore the gameplay and the story, which means that that character is going to be able to cutscenes, so you're not going to be able to actually play the game. You're going to be able to just look at her face, and then it's going to bother you. It's going to bother you so much to the point. So you're complaining about how a character looks when she's not even the main character.